Hey, welcome back, and I bet you thought that I was done with the Dinobot series. We looked at Grimlock. Granted, I used the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock for my Dinobot collection, though I did take a look at the Age of Extinction Grimlock, and I added a few paint apps to make him look a little more G1. I looked at Slog, both retail and my custom G1 version of Sludge. We looked at Strafe and him done up as Swoop, and we looked at Slug and him done up as G1 Slag, and we looked at Snarl done up as, well, Snarl. The Movieverse, however, gave us a couple of new Dinobots. It gave us Scorn, and it gave us this guy. This is Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Slash. And let's see how he compares. And let's see what and if I was able to do anything with this guy to give him a G1 style to fit in with the other Dinobots. Stick around, we're going to take a look at Transformers Age of Extinction Slash in the next GotBot True Review. Okay, welcome back to the channel. As always, this is your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and I'm going to ask you to check me out across social media. I'm going to ask you to check out my ongoing monthly series, Machinery of Man. I'm going to ask you to check out my first novel, The Everything Factor. More works around the pike. I'm still working on the stop motion. The first episode of that needed a lot more work than I thought for editing of pictures. You know, you live and you learn, and even that one will probably be a little bit rough, but hopefully it'll improve as we go, and hopefully the story will be good. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here to look at this guy. What can I say about Slash? Okay, paint apps, posability, playability, and transformation. That's how we're going to look at this guy. The retail release of this guy, the paint apps are a vibrant aqua, marine-ish blue, although it just kind of comes across on screen. It looks like it's a bright blue. Same back here on the tail. He looks like a dinosaur that is dressed to go to the beach in the summer. I mean, this guy is going to take his sunbathing umbrella. He's going to lie up on a blanket, and he's going to get a few rays. Soft rubbery plastic on the side, soft rubbery plastic up here for the soft rubbery entire tail. This is not mine. This belongs to, I think this is Landon's, one of Starscream girlfriend's Scraplets, and I appreciate him letting me use this guy to take a look at in a video. My version looks like this, with a lot of gold and silver. We will look at this guy in a little bit. So paint apps for this guy, he definitely wasn't this color in the movie. I understand why they did it, but I don't really like it. Paint apps, I don't know, 4. Nothing great paint apps wise on this guy. Posability, playability, well, you know, the arms in Dino mode can do this. The jaw can open, it can close. His head, you know, can kind of go up and down, but not much. The legs have a great range of motion. I mean, all the way around. Excellent dino legs. They bend. There's, you know, a bend there. They swivel. It's, you know, the dino legs are fantastic. In robot mode, he's hindered by a lot of kibbly bits. Posability, playability for this guy, a 6. A 6 maybe. He's not the standout star, and you'll see why in robot mode. Transformation we'll get to in a few minutes. Now, if his paint apps are, you know, a 3 or a 4, if his posability, playability is a 6, what can I say about this guy? This is my version. I wanted to do him in a G1 style, so I put red on the bottom of his feet. Just because I wanted to have a little bit of red there. His legs are mostly silver. I painted these soft rubbery bits gold. I painted the entire tail gold. This was hard. Again, I'm not any kind of a master customizer. If you're looking at this and thinking, whoa, you know, I don't know if I could do that. go out, get yourself a set of paint pens. You might have to do some trial and error because certain ones, dry and cure better than other ones. I done all of this with paint pens with, a couple of small paint brushes for detailing, and a few spots where I used, believe it or not, toothpicks to get in the real detail. I done his weapon pieces gold. I did the top of his head gold. Granted, I was able to salvage the red of this eye because I really like it, but I accidentally done over this eye and I might have to scrape that off. There are certain sections where a bit of the blue does come through, bleed through. I might have to give him another coat, but some of it is just because the silver cures really rough. Still, in terms of giving him a G1 aesthetic, a G1 look, and I done red inside these little holes here to give him a touch of red up and under where his weapons are to give him a touch of red. Still, to give him a G1 aesthetic so that he sort of fits in with that G1 look. I like it. I think it's a nice job. The paint apps for this guy, of course, I didn't have a G1 template to go on, so I had to do it myself. So I'm going to say they're 10. I'm going to say I did a wonderful job, and I'm going to say that they're 10. Why not? His posability, playability, still a 6. Still a 6. So I'm going to take this guy out for now. I'm going to give you one more look at him here in Dino mode. There's a front-on view. He retains his transformation. He retains everything. And there's a back-on view. There's a top view. And we'll lay him aside. Now we get to transformation for this guy. I should say this. This whole tailpiece, because it is soft rubbery plastic, it may crack. And that's exactly what happened with the scraplets. In fact, when I got this guy, his tail was completely off because they broke it off. Does it really affect his transformation? No, other than when you put him in dino mode, he's not going to, have a tail. So that would look kind of weird, right? But it doesn't really affect anything. But you should know it. If you're going to give this guy to kids, they may well break the tail off. Now, with theirs, it just cracked. Let's see if I can show this. But theirs are just cracked, and you might be able to see the cracks in the soft plastic in here. It just fits back on over the bar that's there. Is it going to stay there? I don't know. I guess it depends on how the kids play with the toy and whether it pops off again. You'll always be able to pop it back on, though, unless they really break off those soft rubbery plastic pieces, which is very possible. Nevertheless, for transformation, let's start with the easy thing, and that's to put his tail down and boop, we have his head right there. Yay! There's his head. I don't really like the head sculpt as much as the other ones. You can't really see any detail because of the black on the face, and it looks like he's wearing a miner's hat. He doesn't really look like a knight. He looks more like a miner to me. Pardon me. So where do we go next? Well, let's deal with his arms next and kind of get them out of the way. So you bring the legs down because they're going to become the dino legs down because they're going to become his arms, and I would put them right out to the side just to make life easy on yourself. And we want to take the dino leg and bend it back to get his fist out, and now we have this whole foot piece hanging away. You turn that whole foot piece around. No, there you go. You bend the foot piece up, over, and you turn it around so that it comes up on the back of his arm, basically. And you can just bend it at the elbow a little bit, and there's one arm done. I'll try and show that better here on this side. You take the toes, and you bend the toes down over the heel spur of dino mode. You flip in the foot that way, and then you will flip the whole thing back. When you flip the whole thing back, it's going to pop out the fist anyway. And there are Slash's arms done for robot mode. Nice. Now we come to the body. We take out his rib cage, basically. We just fold it down. And then this whole section, along with the front legs, will fold up over his shoulders. And you fold it up until they kind of click in. I personally like to take the arms and leave them back. You can put them out over his shoulders, whatever you like. But I like to take the dino arms and leave them on the back like this. along with the tail, and there's his shoulders done. The rib cage pieces come up over his shoulders as big shoulder pads, I guess we'll call them, and they're they're pretty posable, but we'll get into that in a little bit when we talk about posability. Now we come down to the bottom of the body, his legs, and where will we start here? Well, we go back here and we flip out his what's going to become his feet. They were folded up, we just flipped them out. We split the dino head and the entire neck section of the dino body. We take this foot piece and we, actually before we flip that down around, push the head all the way forward like this. You're going to end up splitting it, and this is going to become kind of a heel spur. And now we take this whole section and flip it down around like so. And there's one leg done. On the other side, we push the head back like we did. We flip this piece around like so. And you might say, wait, that's the back. Is that the way his legs are supposed to go? No, we come here and we take these little banana leaf kneecaps and we bring them out on his knees, and we take the leg and we swivel it. We take this leg and we swivel it. And in the end, there you go. Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class. See if I can do this. Deluxe Class / in robot mode. The transformation, not too tough. Once you split the head, knowing how to twist the shin pieces around, that can be a little fiddly. Not really for adults, but for kids it might be. Knowing how to close up his arms, that could be a little bit fiddly for kids. Overall, I would give his transformation about a 7.5. 7.5. It's not a stellar transformation, but it's not bad once you know what to do. So for the retail release, the paint apps, we're looking at a 4 or 5, unless you really like the bright colors. Transformation, we're looking at about a 7, 7.5. And his posability, playability, like I said, it's about a 6. Overall, this guy is going to be about a 6. He is not a standout of the wave. He is not the best Dinobot going. But let's take a look at his posability in this mode. Well, the head, it can go left and it can go right, and doesn't really look up, doesn't really look down. The arms, they can go out. You can bring them down. These shoulder pieces, they move however you'd kind of like to put them. They're supposed to be on his shoulders, but they do hinder movement a bit. There is a bicep swivel, which is nice. There is, the hands have no articulation. So again, he has the gorilla arms, but they barely go across his body, really. They really don't go across his body very well at all. If you turn his arms forward, he has this sort of a fist, and when you bend, this is as much as you're getting. That right there, I don't know, we'll say it's 70 degrees maybe. And of course you can bend it out straight, bend it up a little bit. So his arms, they're kind of stocky and stubby, so they're not great. Does he have a waist articulation? I don't think so. Oh, he does have a waist articulation, so that's nice, I guess. These banana leaf kneecaps, they can fold out and fold up if you like banana kneecaps. These pieces here can move like this, if that helps you. I guess you can fake an ankle rocker a little bit. It's not a true ankle rocker. The toes go forward and back. The whole heel spur section can alter. It's not a great foot. Like that's not a great foot setup, but on the bright side, you can move the pieces in order to make him stand, fairly well. He stands pretty well. And sometimes you will be able to use the tail hanging down his back as a bit of a third leg. There is, of course, a swivel because it's needed for transformation. The knees, you do get a 90-degree knee bend, which is nice. The legs do go out a nice bit, even despite the banana leaf kneecaps, they go out a nice bit. They can go, they can go back all the way. They can go out to the side, really all the way. So his legs are okay. His legs are okay. The feet are weird, but the legs themselves are okay. It's just those arms are. I mean, look how short his bicep is. Like, he's not even going to be able to flex to make a muscle. And look how huge his forearms are. I don't know. I don't think it's great. I don't think it was really great. Maybe he could have been better if his biceps were longer. Anyway, I'm going to take this guy and put him in robot mode. And you'll notice I didn't use the weapons here again. I don't have them. I'll show the weapons with this guy again. I'm going to put this guy in robot mode. Let's see how, my G1 customization worked with this guy in robot mode. I think it turned out great in Dino mode. Let's see it in robot mode. I will be back in just a moment. Yoink. And we are back, and this is the regular retail release of Slash, and this is my custom G1 inspired version of Slash. Obviously he wasn't the G1 Dinobot, but I wanted to give him that style. So I painted the top of the head silver, gave him a silver helmet. His arms and his shoulder pads, they are all silver. I put the red inside of the dino arms and painted the outside them silver because I wanted to have that splash of red. There's a little bit of red in by his neck, a little bit of red in each of the holes up on his rib cage piece. The banana leaf kneecaps, they've been done with gold. The front shin piece is done in gold and silver. All of these pieces on the sides that are blue on this guy have been done in silver. His feet have been done in silver. The inside of the dino head is done in red again to give a little splash of red. And this is Slash. This is Slash's his chest piece, also done in silver. There was a lot of silver that went on this guy. He was really hard to cure and dry, but I think he turned out well. I do. I'm really pleased with him. These two pieces came with both. Obviously, they're like that greeny, yellowy color. On the retail version, I painted them gold. They are axes. They fit into. Normally, they fit into his dino arms up here for storage, which is good storage actually. And in this mode, they go into his hands. They are soft rubbery plastic, so they only fit so well into his hands, but they look pretty good. They look pretty good as melee weapons. I actually kind of like his weapons. So we work that out and we work that out. Overall, in the end, like I said, the retail release, he's about a 6. He's not a standout. My, custom painted version that I did, at best I'm giving him an 8. And I'm only giving him an 8 not because he has better transformation. It's the exact same. Not because he has better posability, playability. It's the same. I'm giving him an 8 because I like the paint a whole lot better. Anyway, we only have one more left to go. One more, and that's going to be Scorn. But before we do that, before I sign off here, I'm going to take a second and I'm going to take this guy out of it. I'm going to put this guy back in Dino mode, and we'll see how he fits in with the 5 originals that we already have in Dino mode. I will show Robot mode at the end of the whole thing when I give a few final thoughts. So stick around. I will be back in a second. Yoink. And there you go. We are back. He is in dinosaur mode, and I think he looks great. Oh, I forgot to store his weapons up under his arm and store this weapon, and they just push up there, up under his arm like so. And there is Slash. Let's put him with his brethren. Here he is with Slog. Here he is with Strafe slash we're going to add in slug slash slag, and we're going to add in snarl, and last but not least, we will add in, on the tail end here, hard to get all these guys in frame, on the tail end here, Grimlock. So we have Grimlock, we have snarl, we have, maybe I should put, let's do this. Okay, so we have Grimlock, we have slug, we have snarl, we have strafe, we have slog, and over here we have slash. I think he fits in nice. I think they look like a formidable team. Anyway, that will do it for this one. We only have one part left. It is a guy who really came on as a star, and a lot of fans really latched on to Deluxe Class Scorn. We're going to have a look at him in the last part of our custom Transformers Age of Extinction Dinobot series. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for having a visit. I always appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time when we have a visit inside the videos.